What is going on, ladies? Welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about one of the most commonly requested questions and topics that I get on my channel, and that is where to meet great quality men in 2023. A lot of people DM me and ask me, hey, if I don't want to use online dating, or if maybe they got frustrated with online dating and they want to try to put themselves out there and meet men, what's the best way to do that? What are some of the greatest places around town that they need to frequent in order to meet men? So if you're someone that struggles to meet a lot of people and create a lot of opportunities, if you're someone like me that works from home and it just does not meet a whole lot of people that you can potentially date on a regular basis, this video is going to be great for you. I'm going to give you some of my favorite picks, some of my favorite places that you need to frequent and how to frequent them in order to create more opportunities, meet men, and potentially date and build healthy relationships. So without further ado, I want to get right into it. Just before that, if you're new here, my name is Lion. I talk about dating and relationships. If you like it here, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel so I can grow this platform as well. So let's get right into it. Number one, and this is among my favorite ways to actually meet people that you can potentially date, but also just to meet friends and grow your social circle, especially if you're moving to a new location, or maybe you're newly coming out of a long-term relationship and you just feel that you want to grow your circle of friends a little bit and maybe get back into doing some of the things that you personally really enjoy doing. This is my favorite way to do that. I want you to just sit down right now, right? And you can pause this video if you want to. Pause this video, take a pen and a piece of paper and write down a very short list. So let's say anywhere between like 5 to 7 activities that you personally either already enjoy doing, maybe activities that you have been doing in the past and you want to get back into, or maybe activities that you've never tried before that you would potentially just like to learn to do or just want to potentially see if you would like to do them. These activities could be literally anything. They don't necessarily have to be physical, but they could be. So think in terms of hobbies and interests. Maybe running, maybe paddleboarding, maybe acting, cooking, or golfing. It could literally just be anything that you potentially would want to do. You see, it's extremely important. Again, I don't want you to think in terms of where you think you would find great quality men, but rather what are the things that you really enjoy doing, regardless of whether or not you're going to meet men doing these things, right? We're going to get to the point and to the part where we're talking about how to meet great quality men. But first of all, I just want you to think of it in terms of the things that you personally really enjoy doing. Again, the main reason why it's extremely important to find things that you personally enjoy doing is that by doing the things that you like to do, you are exuding a certain type of energy. You see, when you're doing things that interest you, things that you feel that you're learning from, things that already align with some of your personal interests, with some of your personal goals, right? Whether they're fitness goals or your career goals or, whatever other goals that you may have. If you're already doing things that align with that, you're exuding a certain energy while doing them. You are in a positive state of mind, you are very inviting, and you're having a good time. And when you're having a good time, you are very attractive. People want to hang out with people that have a good time because they really hope that some of that energy will spill onto them as well. You see, when we're looking at someone that is genuinely having a good time doing whatever it is that they're doing, we want to come talk to them. We want to connect with them. If we see someone that just sits there in the corner and is really not enjoying what they're doing or whatever, we don't want to talk to them. We definitely don't want more negativity in our lives. I feel like I would talk for everyone here when I would say we all have way more than enough of that in our lives. So we want less of that and we want more positivity. So it's extremely important, again, if you want to attract the right type of people, right? People that don't want to just to use us or just to, get something out of us, but rather people who really want to genuinely connect with us. And that's whether in romantic situations or otherwise, maybe just friendships. But if you want to attract these types of people, we want to be in that stage, in that state of mind. Now, once you create that list, and again, if you want to pause this video right now and create that short list, do it now. Now that you're back and you've created a short list of 5 to 7 things that you want to engage in, right? And you can maybe drop it down in the comments so you can share it with some people that are watching this video as well and maybe just share ideas. So in the comments, just drop down your list. So now that you've come up with that list, I want you to do the following things. So number one, it could be as simple as a Google search. So go on Google, type in that activity as well as the city or town or whatever neighborhood that you live in order to find certain solutions that you might have. Now, these might be paid courses, these might be free groups or organizations or any sort of meetups meetups that are happening in your area that have to do with that activity. The next thing after you Google search is to go on Facebook. Facebook is a great tool to find certain groups for absolutely free and join them. So again, it could be maybe motorcycle riding, and I've done that personally. I would go into my city and then type in motorcycles or motorcycle group or motorcycle riding, and I would find a whole bunch of different opportunities of even niched into specific groups, right? Maybe the type of motorcycles that I like, or maybe in the specific area that you live in, that you can really connect with them. Once you find out a whole bunch of groups, just ask to join, and usually either people are going to just reach out to you, or you can just introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm new to the group. And usually when you do that, a whole lot of people are going to comment, and you're going to create a few initial connections that will allow you to then see, the next step. When do you meet? When's the next meetup? When's the next, class, course, whatever, activity, and just follow that. Another thing that you could do is use all of these different meetup apps. So like the first one is literally called meetup.com, I think. You can Google it and search it. You go on that. This is not a sponsored video by any means, so you can search it. I think that there's a few different websites like that, depending on where you are around the world, that you can find that basically allow you to create with like-minded people who have similar interests or similar hobbies, that you can connect with them and then find, activities that you want to potentially do together. So again, it could be anything. What's important is that you find things that genuinely already really align with what you want to do with your time, and things that really align with your lifestyle, with your goals, all of that stuff. And then find places where you can engage in these activities. The most important thing about finding these activities and then engaging with people is that whatever it is that you decide to do, consistency here is absolutely key. You see, going back to what I said at the beginning, find things that personally really align with you already. The reason why I said that is because whatever activity that you choose to do, you need to do on a regular, at least weekly basis. You need to make time in your schedule to do it on a regular basis. You should not focus on whether or not there are also going to be great quality men there, but rather focus on yourself and the things that you really enjoy doing. Is because if you're doing it for someone else, if you're doing it for other reasons, you're not going to stick around long enough. You're going to go a couple of times like, oh, yeah, but there's really no cute guys in here, and you're going to never do that again. You see, consistency is absolutely key, because the longer people are going to be exposed to you and the more you're going to be exposed to them, the higher the chances of you actually really connecting a strong connection, a strong friendship. If you just see someone that one time, the pressure of just walking up to them or them walking up to you and creating a conversation is very, very high compared to you seeing that person 4 weeks in a row, 5 weeks in a row. At some point, it just becomes very, very natural to really create a conversation, to really get to know one another a little bit better, and then to see whether or not you want to continue investing in each other, with each other, outside of that specific activity. The key here is to focus on things that are recurring. So if it is, let's say, I don't know, cooking that you're interested in, don't just try to find a class that offers that one time that, helps you cook a specific type of dish, and it only happens like that one time at a specific place and it never happens again. But rather try to find something, if it's a cooking thing, find something that happens over a certain period of time. So maybe like an 8-week course or a 12-week thing, learning a certain type of cuisine that you would have to continue going on a regular basis. Now, the next idea is probably the simplest way that you can potentially go out and meet people, because it combines really business and pleasure. It combines the activity of potentially meeting people with things that you absolutely have to do on your regular basis if you have a dog. Dog parks are amongst the best places, and I can tell you that from personal experience, are amongst the best places to just create connections and meet people who already live in your area. How great is that? People that are not long distance, that you didn't meet them on a dating app, but then found out that they live 10 hours away from you. You're meeting people that literally live near you, in your neighborhood, that are going to be very, very easy to continue getting to know because you have that proximity factor. Most people walk their dogs every day. So if you come at the same time every day, you kind of get, again, to build that very natural flowing conversation and a relationship in a very natural setting, in a very natural way. So leave your headphones at home, leave that book or your phone, put it in your pocket, and just be willing to create conversations with people. And dog parks are usually the easiest, ways to do that, because you can just literally connect with a conversation about the dogs. Now, number 3, and this one is going to challenge you a little bit. This one is going to put a lot of you guys that are watching this video outside of your comfort zones. Number 3 is to take yourself out on dates. You see, a lot of people feel like, oh, I would really want to try that restaurant, or I really want to watch that movie, or I really want to, visit that one bar or that thing, but I just don't have a partner. I just have no one to do it with. I don't have a boyfriend, so I'm just gonna wait till I do so I can do these things. Number 1, life is way too short. Life is passing you by. All of these things that you want to do them, right? Beyond the fact life is too short and you should just do the things that you want to do, whether or not you have someone to do them with or not. But secondly, if you start doing these things, you are way more likely to meet people who already align with you, right? These great quality men that you genuinely want to meet. You see, if you always wanted to, I don't know, check out a certain festival or go and, visit a certain museum, chances are when you're going to go to these places, you're going to meet other people who also enjoy the same things, who are also interested in that same type of museum, who are also interested in eating certain types of food, who also have a similar lifestyle to you or maybe a similar interest, right? So by just doing these things all by yourself, you're putting yourself in positions where you can actually meet people who already have certain things in common with you. Taking yourself out on dates builds up that confidence that you need in order to show up the right way in dating. It also gets rid of the fear of being alone. You see, the fear of being alone becomes less of a motivator for you to settle for any sort of relationship, right? So many people are out there just think, listen, I just want to be with someone because I'm just so afraid to be alone, because I need to be with someone in order to be able to live my life and do all of these things. By doing all of these things alone and building up that confidence to do these things alone, and the more you do it, the more you start really enjoying your company, you're going to stop settling for relationships that you know you deserve better. You're going to stop settling for people that are not giving you what you really want and need, because you don't need them in order to live your life. You start wanting to be around other people, and the more confidence you build, the more you are sociable, the more you want to connect with other people, the more you enjoy other people's companies, but you don't need them in order to be able to live your life. So taking yourself out on dates kills so many birds with one single stone that I cannot talk highly enough about just the benefits of doing that on a regular basis. Number 4, and a lot of people feel like this is a controversial one, but it really isn't. And that is meeting people at the gym. You see, the gym, just like the topics that we talked about earlier, are among the best places to meet people. You see, a lot of people feel like, oh no, but the gym is sacred. I'm only there to work out and then I'm out. You're wasting an opportunity. The gym is amongst the best places, and I can tell you from more than one personal experience how great of a place it is to meet people. Friendships, relationships, dating, all of that stuff. Why? Because you're there on a regular basis, right? It already kind of like it aligns business with pleasure. So you're there because you already want to go to the gym because it aligns with your fitness goals, with your health goals. So you already are there. So might as well also use that as an opportunity to build relationships, right? To potentially date and see and meet people. If you're a busy person like me and like so many of my clients and so many people that I work with, you don't have a lot of time to find all of these new activities that you need to engage in. You could definitely not squeeze a lot more stuff into your existing busy schedule. So it's great to think in terms of what you already are doing that you can now also repurpose and use to potentially meet men and meet great people. So the gym is a great place to potentially meet people. A few things that you need to keep in mind. Number 1, pay attention to your body language and how you show up at the gym. A lot of people feel like it's cool to be very antisocial at the gym, right? I understand a lot of people say like, yeah, but I'm focused on my fitness. You can do both. Trust me, I've done it for years and you can do too. You can go to the gym and you can be focused on your workouts, but instead of listening to music or scrolling through your phone every second that you're taking off, right, to just completely disconnect yourself from everyone else, you can just sit there without music, right? Listen to the music from the gym, right? And just make eye contact with people around you. Again, you don't have to be creepy, but you can just go out there and potentially make eye contact. And if someone decides to talk to you, you can return the, the conversation, you can return a comment, you can answer something, you can even ask them a certain question, right? You can ask them for advice on whatever it is that you're doing. Just be open to potentially be approached, and trust me, you will get approached much more often. And if you apply that same strategies to, places outside of the gym, you'll feel the benefits of how many more people, how many more men you're going to be meeting. You ladies have the benefit, you have the advantage because men are already preconditioned to approach you, to make the first move with you. So the only thing that you really need to do is to make yourself available for that, to just make yourself open to an approach, which again just means that you pay attention to your body language. Don't be afraid to potentially even, say hi to someone. Maybe just smile at someone. Maybe just keep an eye contact with her for a couple of seconds. That will just allow people and invite people to connect with you. Again, it doesn't mean that it has to come at the expense of your workouts, but the time that you use during your breaks, or maybe when you get into the gym or leave the gym, right? Pay attention to that body language. You don't have to just close yourself off and just run in and run out without talking to anyone. There's really nothing beneficial to that. Not for your fitness, and it doesn't make you look cooler or anything like that. You're basically just costing yourself a great opportunity. All right, the next idea that I want to talk to you about is a hidden gem that I've only been introduced to fairly recently. And I was actually introduced to that by a client that I was working with who told me that, hey, it's really great to meet great quality people at volunteering events. Now, volunteering is something, again, I've never done prior to a few months ago, but since I started doing that, I felt like, again, it allowed me to kill so many birds. By the way, no birds were hurt in the recording of this video, but it allows you to kill so many birds with a single stone. It allows you to, one, do something that you are kind of proud of, that you want to just give back to the community, give back to, those around you that need that help. But at the same time, because most people who are going to be there, they want to connect, they want to, give back. So usually we're very open and we're very approachable. And finally, the absolute best place to meet great quality men, great quality people in 2023 is literally everywhere. I see a lot of people who only think that they need to go to specific events in order to meet people. So like, okay, I'm going to go dress up, and this weekend or next weekend, I'm going to go out with my friends and we're going to go to this new bar or this new restaurant so we can meet people. And then throughout this entire week or 2 weeks leading up to that event, they do absolutely nothing. And most of the things that they do throughout their day are not aligning with meeting people. They're closed off, right? They said, oh, I'm not going to put makeup today. I'm not going to dress up a certain way. I'm just going to the grocery store. I'm just going to work. You can literally meet people everywhere. So a few things that you could do in order to just create more opportunities, and you'll see a huge change in how many men interact with you and how many men actually approach you just by changing these very tiny things. Pay attention to your body language. Make sure that you are open. Make sure that your eyes are always at level with other people's eyes, right? So you can potentially make eye contacts with people, right? And don't be afraid. You can smile. You can simply just say hello. You don't have to force these things, but just be friendly with people. You will be surprised on how much more approachable you will become. So many people feel like, oh, men in 2023 just don't approach women like they used to. Honestly, they do just as much. Right? The problem is that so many people today are just very closed off. More than ever, we work from home. We don't really go outside. When we do, we're stuck in our headphones all the time. It's so easy just to have our headphones in our ears our entire day. If not, we're just staring at our phones throughout the day. That just makes it so much more difficult for people to approach you, for people to start conversations with you. We also live in a society where it's like good to be always constantly busy and running everywhere. Like it's more productive, like we're living a better life by doing that, which is complete BS, by the way. So slow down. If you're somewhere, put down your headphones, stop listening to that podcast. You can catch it later. Put down that audiobook, right? Put down your phone. You'll check up on what's happening on social media later on at night before you go to bed or whatever other time, and interact with people. Just be friendly. Just be present in the moment. Make eye contact, smile. It's okay if you have a certain question or you want to connect with someone. It's okay to make the first move by just asking a very innocent question. You can ask people, men, for direction. You can ask them for certain advice on something. You can ask them for help. Be like, hey, can you help me bring these coffees that I brought for the office to my car? Whatever that thing is, doesn't really matter. Can you help me with directions? Hey, do you know how to get to a certain place? Anything that just creates up a conversation that just will make you more approachable. You can meet people everywhere. So body language is a huge one. Right? Make sure that you dress the part as well. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to find out your sexiest outfits and just wear them throughout the day, but make sure you put a little bit of effort into what you look like, just in case that you might meet someone. You might meet someone, what is like my mother used to tell me that all the time, like you can meet someone anywhere, right? So like put an effort in how you look like when you go outside. And number three, just practice starting conversations with people. It doesn't have to be the man of your dreams. It could be anyone in front of you. But if you just get comfortable with just creating these very simple conversations, just by saying, hey, I really like your shoes, or hey, your shirt is really nice, where did you get it? Or just anything about them that kind of allows you to just create a very innocent conversation with someone and potentially see if they're interested in reciprocating and maybe taking it to the next level. And if they are interested in getting to know you, what you've just done is eliminated. You plucked away the fear of rejection. So now it becomes very easy for them to reach out to you, to say, hey, maybe I could take your phone number, maybe we could do something sometime. It just makes it so much easier for people to be able to connect with you. If you're only expecting men, to reach out to you when you're stuck and glued to your phone, to stop you on the street and then pick you up with a funny pickup line or whatever, you will continue attracting the type of guys that you're so desperately trying to avoid all the time. So I hope this video was helpful. I know it was kind of on the long side. So if you watched all the way through, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, and subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. Duh. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.